Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything. Life just got crazy hectic. Got frustrated with how the end of my season one was going. Kind of wanted to step back, run less, practice a little bit more, just try to reset to the basics and find a way to improve. So, starting fresh, gonna try to make time to run at least a full week's worth of races every week. Starting Season 2 off in the SK Modified Fix series here at Myrtle Beach. It's a little bit too long for me here this week, a little too much full throttle time, but I enjoy this track. Wanted to run it before participation fell off since it's not usually a highway owned track, so weaker field. Managed to find the pole. Should have been on the front row anyway, so we're going to do what we can.
Get ready.
See if we can try to find a way out to a win. Start the season off well. Jump on the field.
Floor it.
And just hope that we can find a fairly easy race. Hardest thing for me has been waiting to get back on the throttle out of the middle of 3 and 4. I always find it a little too early and push myself really bad into the outside retaining wall. Try to make that an emphasis. Being efficient, not sliding the tires around, keeping that momentum up, not leaning on that right front too much.
That was 18.
Trying to find the right arc through the corners to keep the momentum up, but also try to shorten the distance up a little bit. Shave some time off the laps that way. Looks like we're kind of just hanging out here a couple tenths ahead of
race
the
pace.
Ford.
Fastest lap for Dixon.
Not really able to work our
18.65.
way up too much. Only thing I could really hope for is that they're pushing harder on the tires and maybe I'm being a little bit more efficient than everybody.
New fastest lap for Ross. 18.60.
As you can see, the 6 is laying down some quick times. The 4 was able to gain that time off of turn 2. Just trying to run consistent laps if I can. A little bit of separation from the front 4 to the rest of the field. Really bad entry in turn 3 there. And that was what I was talking about, getting on the throttle too early. Had to lift to keep it off the wall.
Your lap time was at 18.65.
Got our standard SK modified 40 laps, the race length. Get close to the 1/4 mark.
That lap was at 18.68.
Still sitting about 3/10 ahead of the 4.
Your lap time was 18.71.
6 was clicking off quick lap times, but still struggling a little bit to try to work your way through. It's tough to pass in these cars, as we know. Good high grip.
That was a 18.63.
Really bad entry in 3 there. Still sitting about 3/10, pulling slightly away from the 5 and the 6, 3, where the 4's hanging with us. Really bad 1 and 2. Had to flip the throttle there to keep it off the wall and exit. To try to get back to running better laps. If you get on the throttle too early, especially out of 3, 4, the car can get really tight, kind of go into a 4-wheel slide out to the wall, and it can hit the bumps in a weird way and end up kind of causing inconsistent reactions. So So I've been trying to focus on waiting a little bit more. Love to be able to just stay here in the lead. Get a 0x clean race SKs. It's not easy series for me to get away with gaining safety rating and licensed up, so safety rating's pretty low. Like to start the season off well with some clean races. We'll build it up. Not a good turn 4 there. Wait just a little bit longer on the throttle since the tires are starting to get some heat in them. Apex a little bit later, see if that helps. 4/10 now is the gap to 4. 6 was able to get by the 5. He's sitting a second back. Big gap back from the 5 to 5th place. So seeing a little bit of separation like I expected with it being a weaker field.
That lap time was 18.74.
We're starting to close up a little bit. It's now 2/10 back. I don't know if he's pushing hard or if I'm starting to fall off faster than he is. It's going to make the racing fun. As we get closer to the halfway mark, just a couple laps off from that.
You've just done a 18.77.
I've fallen away a little bit from the 6. 6 is staying pretty consistent back, so it's really the 4 that's the only one that's catching us right now. Trying to work that 3 and 4 a little bit better.
Alright, Jay,
Yeah,
you're halfway home.
into
Your
one.
fuel is fine.
Got 2 slow cars up ahead, one smoking. It's gonna go high.
Right
For
side.
him.
Clear high.
Not the way I wanted to see it. Oh, 4 catches the wall, but it doesn't really seem to slow him down all that much. So that's gonna put him close to our back bumper. Now he has a bad 1 and 2, so still 2/10. Came in 10th that time.
That last lap was a 18.79.
I don't know if he's starting to try to give it all he has. So we're in the back half of the race. Catches the wall again there across the start-finish line.
You're matching race pace. The gap to Dixon behind is increasing. It's now 0.
And now he has a big issue, falls way back. So now we're almost a second ahead. Gives me a lot of breathing room.
You've just done a 18.81.
See, the 6 is going to work on the 4. Those two get into a battle that could allow me to pull away even further. Kind of relieves that pressure. Wouldn't have minded the battle. Would have made it fun for you guys. But
That
at the
lap
same
was
time,
a 18.83.
take the stress free of being able to run clean track on my own without having to worry about defending or possibly getting a bump and run. Entered a little hot there into turn 3. Have to keep it off the wall, get back a couple tenths there.
That lap time was 18.85.
That's what happens. You get that 4-wheel slide a little too early on the throttle. You can kind of just kick the car all the way to the outside wall. Looks like the 4's having some issues. 6 just dives underneath them. We'll see if 4 wants to throw a crossover back
The
into
gap
turn
to
3.
Ross behind is now
Looks like he's
1.33.
not quite close enough to do it. Although they push up. So they're going to go side by side. Try to see if there was contact back there. Entered a little shallow into one while watching that battle. Looks like 6 does clear the 4. I have to watch that pass after the race is completed. Lap 30.
You've just done a
10 to go next time by. And 1.2 back to the 6. Feeling pretty comfortable unless he really has a ton of pace. Should be able to at least stay in front even if he is quicker.
That lap was a 18.82. The gap to Ross behind is now 1.59.
But we're going to try to not make too many mistakes. 0.6, looks like the 4 is going back after the 6.
Okay, Jake, that's good consistency. Keep it
Will likely be what we watch afterwards, since it looks like it's a pretty good battle and I don't have the best view of it. 2.5 seconds ahead of it. One's moved his way up
just
finally. He's got himself into 5th. Or excuse me now. He started like 7th or 8th. No, I'm not driving at my absolute peak, just kind of working my way around. 2.5 seconds ahead of the 4 still.
That last lap was a 18.93.
6 is falling out of the top 4. So I think he's running 5th. What I got in Freight Train, they're all lined up nose to tail, so great battle for 2nd through 5th on the track. He's just a couple tenths apart.
Your last lap time was a 18.89.
We're in a 5 to go this time by.
The gap to Dixon behind is now 1.69. You've just done a 18.86.
And running about the same lap times as everybody. 5 and 1 are just about a half tenth faster. They're going to be a lot faster that time. I set the throttle way too early. We have somebody spinning. That might have been the 5, I believe. Do that, I hit the turtles. Good thing I've got a massive gap. 4 started to pull away. He's now 6 tenths ahead of the 1. He's going to be just over a second back. I'm just driving like an idiot now. Focusing too much on what's behind.
You've just done a
Hopefully, a big
19.26.
gap back to the 4 allowed me to make those mistakes. Reset for the last 2. Drive these a lot cleaner. Seconds the gap right now.
2 to go. Come on, you're the man. The gap to Dixon behind is now 1.07.
Better lap that time. A lot more what it should have been. Open a 10th up on the 4.
Come on, Jake. One more lap. Keep it together. We'll win this.
We got somebody
Lap
running
time
the
was
wrong
at
way around the track.
18.85. 1 go
was
remaining.
Very happy to see that enough in time to stay low. And we grab the win. Lead it wire to wire. I'll take that. Good uneventful way to
Perfect drive. Absolutely
start the
flawless.
season off. Not the most competitive race from the perspective of the lead, but looked like it was a pretty good battle behind. We'll have to check and see what everything looked like on the track between the 5 and the 6 for all the. Let's see what it looked like. Tires were 91, 91, 90, 193, 195 on the right hand side, so fairly happy with the balance. Probably could have been a little bit more efficient on it, but overall, not a bad start. I guess as more splits get run, we'll see how far off from the top people I was. Get the overlay off as well, so we can take a look at what happened for everything behind. See, it was just after the halfway mark. Back a couple laps. Alright, so 6 is catching his way up to the 4. This is coming off of turn 2. He just drags the wall, which is what allows the 6 to dive underneath him going into turn 3. They're going to run side by side. 4's turning down to avoid the wall. Almost gets the 6, but lets him go. Makes a slight bit of contact in the right rear. Doesn't upset the 6. 4's going to dive to the inside, try to complete the crossover. Works to the inside. Drove it in a bit deep, has to hit the brakes. Allows the 6 to get a little bit more run on the outside. 4 almost with contact on the left rear. Maybe a bit of netcode there. So he slots in behind the 6. You've got the, I believe that was the 5 behind him, which is the 7NY on the car. So I'm going to watch this from the 4's perspective, because he was kind of right in the middle of everything. So he's taking a little bit of a later entry, trying to carry that later apex momentum through the corner. 5 tried to look to his inside. Still going to sit there behind him. He's definitely closing up. 4 just was losing the pace through 3 and 4. Now the 4 is going to dive to the inside of the 6. 5 tries to take the look to the inside. Oh, 5 clips the turtle, sends him up. 4 gets to the inside of the 6. They're going to go side by side back into turn number 3. This was allowing me to pull away. This was, I think, we were about a second, 3/10 up on them or so. They're going to run side by side. I mean, this is great. This is good short track racing. Everybody's keeping it fairly clean. Nobody's diving into each other. Everybody's giving each other room. All right, there is netcode. That sent the 6 to the wall. Let's see. So 4's running. He starts coming up. I guess from the 6's perspective, I think he's trying to pinch him down a little bit because he kind of sets it. It's about that tire width off of the lane. Yeah, the 4 just thinks he must have been clear and starts getting on the throttle. Gets the right rear and the left front of the 6. It started as netcode. It was still contact anyway. Sends the 6 into the outside wall. So the 5 goes by. The 1 goes on by. I'll look at it from the 1's perspective. 7 was trying to close down at this point. So the 5 and the 1 are going to try to close up. 6 is trying to dive it in hard just to see if he can get back to the 1, which is going to kill his momentum off the corner. But you see him sitting there just at the bottom of the shot. I think this all happened within the span of like 15 laps, so that's why I'm just keeping it here, because it was decent racing. 5 looked like he was catching the 4. 4 got a little bit of a better run out of the corner. I think the 5 probably did it in a bit deeper. So this is where they were all just about 2/10. You can see it's about a car length, maybe a car length and a half apart. 5's inching in on the 4, gets a little loose there into turn 3. Still, I think he closed the gap slightly to the 4. 1 closed the gap slightly to the 5. 1 taking a little bit of an earlier entry. It's going to hurt his exit off a little bit. But still, everybody's pretty evenly separated. 5 diving a little bit. Oh, he catches the inside wall. That's what happened to him. So he dives it in. He's going to try to take that harder angle. Catches just enough of that grass with the left front, and it gets him into the wall. And then a hard wreck there. Spins out of turn number 4, so tough break for him. And let's get back to the 1. So I think this about ended it. Yeah, that's where that separation came. So that's what happened to the 5. So tough break for him. Really great short track racing behind. Sorry, we didn't have better. We had a little bit of that chance where the 4 was catching me, and then he made those mistakes, hit the wall, allowed me to pull away. Kind of sealed it for me. So good way to start the week off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Planning on probably running this full season. Maybe a couple weeks depending on what else is running that I might not do it in favor of something else. But I think it's a good one for me. I enjoy the short track racing for the building the momentum, trying to keep up, keep the tire temps down, keep the momentum up, keep the sliding to a minimum. I think those skills would translate to like either the new late model series or to a little bit to ARCA, as well as the trucks as well, which is ultimately the goal if I want to run Roto Pro next year, trying to build up all those skills to be quick in those. So keep plugging away at it. I'm sure once the fast guys get in here, I'll be pretty far off the pace, but nice to finish one spot ahead of where I was supposed to, grab the pole, lead the whole race, keep it clean, and be able to survive some of the stupid mistakes I made. So, love to hear from you guys, and like I said, try to get the season going off in the right direction. So, until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.